What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So Toronto Pro Prejudging is underway as we speak. And first of all, I would like to give a huge shout out to Coach Pat and Julian aka Judge Off for providing us with this amazing coverage of the show. So what's the first impression? Well, I have to say Akim Williams looks on a different level here tonight. But first of all, let's talk about Quinton Beastwood, who was the biggest and the wildest card going into this year's show. Because Quinton, as we all know, just split up with Matt Jensen only after one show, the New York Pro, and he was actually coaching himself for this one. So, did he deliver? Well, I have to say he absolutely did. He certainly looks considerably bigger than the New York Pro. So this is a much more fuller version of Quinton Beastwood, especially in comparison to what we saw at the New York Pro stage. And that is why he is able to showcase those bubbly muscles along with his beautiful lines, his aesthetic structure, and with arguably one of the smallest waists in the men's open right now. And whatever he was doing for this show, upping the food, lowering the cardio, and whatever peak week protocol he was going for, that certainly worked for him, and it paid off big time. Because if you take a look at that first call out, he was standing right next to Akim Williams, and he looked really good. Although at first glance, it looked like Quinton was kinda soft, especially when he first came onto the stage for the individuals. Specifically in his upper half, he was looking kinda soft. But I have to say, damn, the size on Quinton looked unbelievable. His structure looked so big and so wide standing next to a guy like Akim Williams. And we have to keep in mind, Akim Williams isn't a small guy. He is arguably one of the biggest guys in the men's open. And Quinton was actually dwarfing him. Although I do have to say he was missing his mark in terms of density, especially in comparison to Akim. But overall, that was a really good look. So I have to say this was a really disappointing showing for Hassan Mustafa, in a sense that we saw a similar version of Hassan when we saw him back in 2021, where he just wasn't conditioned enough in any of the 7 shows that he did. And that is exactly what we saw from him here tonight. So Hassan was able to make the first call out of 6 guys. Tempod also made it into that first call out, but both these guys were not good enough for the judges to consider them in the final call out, which had a total of 4 guys in there. Now, even though Tempod was in a very good condition, he was absolutely grainy. And although Hassan Mustafa brought a lot of size here tonight, the freak factor was definitely there. But he was also really struggling to hold his midsection together. And I did tell you guys before this show that Hassan is one of those guys who is really hard to predict about. He can fight for the top spot, or he can be outside of the top 4. Now let's talk about Akim Williams. What can I say? Absolutely mind-blowing. Even the few pictures that we saw hours out of the show, they were some of the best pictures of Akim to have ever surfaced. The detail that he has on his side leg, that is so nasty. I would go as far as saying this, that in terms of the side shots, he might be the best in the IFB Pro League right now, probably just behind Big Ramy. So Akim basically had everything tonight. Size, flow, conditioning, everything was there. And that is why I think he is leading after the prejudging. As good as Quinton looked tonight, and as big as he was, as wide as he was, I still think because of the lack of density, this is Akim Williams' show to lose. Although I do have to say this is a very close show, but still after the prejudging, and after this show ends, Quinton Beastwood will be the talk of the town. And I believe a lot of the bodybuilding fans out there will become believers of the idea that the moment this guy puts it all together, the moment he puts on some more size on his frame, he is gonna be one of the most dangerous guy out there. And this guy is gonna be trouble for many big names in the men's open. So now let's talk about another guy who I was really excited to see here. John Jewett, who also made it into the final call out, and rightfully so. So he was arguably one of the most conditioned and the most shredded guy out there. And this was pretty much expected of him. He looked really polished, absolutely bone shredded. And some of the guys even have him as high as 2nd place here. Because on the basis of pure conditioning perspective, he was better than Quinton and he was better than Akim Williams. But these are totally different physiques. And Quinton with the added size, plus the aesthetics, I think he won over the judges. So again, John overall was the most shredded guy out there on that stage. He definitely put on some serious size in this past off season. He was looking bigger overall in every aspect, even in comparison to his last show, which was the Legion Sports 2023. But still, I have to say he needs a bit more time. He probably needs another off season to put on some more size, some more mass in all the right areas, to be really competitive against some of the biggest and the top guys in the men's open. So Akim Williams and Quinton Beastwood are looking solid in the first and second spots. So guess who was the real surprise in that top 4? That was Robin Strand. I think it was a big mistake counting this guy out. He brought the goods, and some guys like Hassan Mustafa who left the door open for him, they paid the price, because he was able to move past both Hassan Mustafa as well as Tempod. So what do you guys think? Is there gonna be an upset tonight? And that upset is gonna be in the form of Quinton beating Akim Williams, or does Akim Williams have it in the bag? Do let me know in the comments below. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.